Hey Mini enthusiasts, how you doing? I hope you've all had a great week. This week's update, there's not much on the workshop, but I just digging through some old photos the other night. Saw some old cars in there which I've owned, particularly Minis over the years, and I thought might be interesting to some of my subscribers just to upload some photos of old Minis that I've owned. So I do apologise in advance if you're expecting a workshop update, and if you're not interested in looking at the Minis, then probably turn off now. But if you are, then please have a look. From memory, I don't think this is all the Minis I've owned, it's just the ones I'm probably most fond of. The ones I've actually taken time to take photos of. I'm sure there's probably 3 or 4 Minis that I've missed in there. This goes right back to my first ever car, my first Mini, right through to where we are now. So there's some interesting Minis in there. It's worth noting as well, you might see in some of the photos, you'll see the current Mini I owned and the previous one there as well. The reason for that is over the years, when I've finished with a Mini, they've usually ended up being passed on within the family. So my father-in-law Colin is well into his Minis as well. Doesn't own one at the moment, but he's owned plenty over the years as well. So generally when I finish with a Mini, it would get passed on to Colin. He'd own it a few more years until he got bored of it, and then would go on and buy other cars. So I apologise in advance. Some of the early photos, they're scanned from traditional photos rather than digital, so they're scans then put onto the computer, so the quality's not that great. Certainly my first Mini, there's only one photo of it. That photo actually is when my father-in-law owned it, so I passed the car on to him after I'd owned it, and it's a pretty rubbish photo. So I managed to scan it, but the quality's pretty poor. So apologise in advance. As you'll see, as you go further on into the video, the actual quality gets better. And hopefully next week I'll be back to you with some more workshop stuff, or maybe an update on a show. So I'm just preparing PL at the moment for the Bewley Mini show, which is next week. Been really busy this weekend, which is why there isn't a kind of workshop update as such. As you'd have seen in last week's or the previous video of me fitting the roll cage, the garage flooded. That's because the drains out the front had blocked up, so I spent pretty much all of Saturday deep in dirt and mud clearing out the drains, making sure the driveway was okay. So not much Mini work this week. So thanks for watching, guys. If there's anything you want to know about the Minis in the video, then please just drop a comment, and maybe I'll give you a bit more of an update.